So I'm going to be, the shoulder is the first. The shoulder is the first measurement. Once again, welcome to Classic Fashion School and Store. Welcome to Ozie Couture. If you're just joining us, please subscribe. If you are seeing this on Facebook, please click the follow button. In this channel, I upload sewing tutorials and other valuable content. So if you're seeing this, please click the subscribe button. If you have a question, ask. And please remember to share this video so that your friends can also see it, and so that when you need it you can always get back to it. Okay, so let me show you how this we're working with this measurement. The first measurement is the shoulder measurement. Now we're working with a shoulder measurement of 9 inches. 9 inches, and I'm going to be adding half for ease. That will give me 9.5. 9.5. Now I'm going to take this measurement from this place. I'm going to take, sorry, 9.5. Now I'm going to connect it to the chest line. The chest line is the same thing as the bicep or the armhole line. How do you get the armhole line? Divide your armhole measurement by 2 and then you add 1 for the sloping. Now, for this client, her armhole, her bicep measurement is 18 inches. 18 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and divide it by 2. 18 divided by 2 is going to give me 9 inches, and I'm going to add 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and it is going to give me 10. So I'm going to continue with this line until I get to 10. So you get me. So this place is my chest line. This place is my chest line. Once again, to get your chest line, you have to measure the armhole. Armhole. Are you getting me? Whatever circumference you get for the armhole, you divide that by 2 and you add 1 inch for the shoulder slope. In this case, I'm going to be using 1.5 inch for the shoulder slope. I'm using 1.5 inch for the front and 3.25 inch for the back. Now, the one that I lost at the front, the other half, 3/4 at the front, will cover up for the back. So I'm going to go down on the shoulder slope by 1.5 inch, and I'm going to connect it to the shoulder line like this, and I'm going to connect from here to this place, from here to this place. Are you getting me? Now this is a basic. Now for you to get your armhole measurement, you need to come in from this line by 1 inch. You come in by this line from this line by 1 inch, and then you draw a connection from here to this place. From here to this place, you connect the line like this. From here to this place. Now come up by 3.5 inch. 3.5 inch from the chest line. On the second line, this inner line, come in by 3.5 inch. Are you getting me? Now leave that dot there. Are you getting me? To connect the armhole, you need the bust measurement. That brings us to the bust measurement. Now for this client, his bust measurement 46. 46 divided by 4 is going to be giving me 11.5 inch. 11.5 of an inch. This is 11.5 of an inch, and I'm going to go ahead and apply 11.5 of an inch. Now I'm going to connect this to this, and that will become my armhole line. Did you see that? I'm going to connect it like this. So this is my new armhole line, like this. Now I'm no longer using this one. I'm no longer using this one. This is now my new armhole line. Did you see how it is standing? It is coming out very, very well. Now the next measurement we are going to be putting is the measurement of the neck. And for the neck, the standard measurement for the neck is 3 inch width by 3-inch depth. That is the standard for an adult. 3-inch width and 3-inch depth. And I'm going to connect that with a curve. Now that is it about the upper bodies. Now I'm going to look for all the vertical measurements. Are you getting me? So I'm going to put my tape rule here, not here. I'm going to be putting it from the top of the paper, and I will measure for the person. When you're measuring the person, the place that is close to the neck, that's where you put your tape rule. And then you measure from the shoulder to under the bust, and from under the bust to the waist. That's about 3 inches in addition, and to the length of the person's upper bodies, which is the blouse. So this is 10, and I measured the person. The person's under bust is 15 inch, and the person's waist is 18 inch. Now the person's length for the blouse is 25 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark it out with a line so that it is clear enough. This is the under bust. This is the waist. And this is the full length of the blouse, and it is on the hip line. It is on the hip line. Okay, so I've succeeded in labeling it. Now this is the chest. You can call it bust for the female, and this is the bust. Okay, this is the under bust. This one is the waist, and this is the full length, that is the hip. Now the next measurement I'm going to be looking for is the measurement of the dart. Okay, now before the dart, let me first of all draft all the waist measurement and the hip measurement. Do you get that? So the measurement for the waist area is 40 inches. 40 inches is for the waist and the underbust, 40 inches. The waist and the underbust, and for the hip it is 50 inches. The hip is 50, and I'm going to write 12 and a half. 12 and a half. That's it. That's it for the measurement of that's it for the horizontal measurement. Please look at the way I'm connecting this line. So this is my basic body. And if you want to apply a dart, you need to get the position of where you will apply your dart. How do you do that? The dart is to smash the waist area. Here you get. The dart is to smash the waist area. So you come to the waist and you apply the dart. Now I'm going to be using a dart of 1 inch. And where do I put this dart? Under the bust. Under bust measurement of 40 inches divided by 8. Under bust measurement of 40 inches divided by 8 is going to give me 5 inch. 5 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and I will apply my 5 inch on the waist area, on the under bust, like this, and even to the chest line. And I'm also going to do that to the hip line, because this line is supposed to be a guide. And I'm going to connect it with a straight line. This is so on this plate, I'll come to the waist area and I will apply my dart. my dart of 1/1 inch. That is the standard for basic bodies. And I'm going to also go to the under of the bust, since they are both the same thing, and apply it. And I'm going to connect it to the bust point. I'm going to look for the bust point. How do you look for the bust point? You can measure from the shoulder to the fullest part of the bust, the nipple area, and that's the bust point. Alternatively, you can divide what you have between the chest line and the under bust. So for this measurement to be on the safer side, I'm going to be using the half, what I have. So you see, I'm going to place my tape from here to here, and I'm going to close it up. Now, whatever figure I have is going to become my bust point. So I'm going to rule a line across it like so, and that will become my bust point. Bust point. Now, your dart is supposed to stop at your bust point. Are you getting me? Or 1/2 inch below. You can even use 1 inch below the bust point, but it should not be above the bust point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect my lines like this. Now, and I'm going to go back, transfer this 1 inch to this place to complete it. So I'm going to come here and I'll add it 1 inch, 1 inch. And I'm going to draw the line to hit here and hit here. Now, the basic bodies for the front pattern is done. So the basic body for the front pattern is done. Now, if you want to add a side dart, you will have to go back here and add 2 inches for the side dart, or if you're using 1.5, you will add. So you get. Now, for this class, I'm going to be using 1.5 for the side dart, and I'm going to be putting it. Now, this dart is only applicable to the front bodies. You cannot apply it to the back bodies. 1.5 inch, and I'm going to be adding it to those bodies. I'll come here and I'll add it 1.5. And then you go out here by 1 inch from this dart line and you connect it to this one. Now, note that this bust dart is optional if you're not making a breast tube or a pattern or a padded blouse. It's optional. But to be honest with you, it gives fitting to your clothes. So this is for the front pattern. Now, if you want to if you want it to come down by the side, that's also optional. This is the basic body for the front pattern. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'll modify it into a bustier for you before we draft the back pattern. Now, to do that, I'm going to be applying I'm going to be making the underbust tight. The essence of bustier, in fact, what is bustier is basically you tightening the underbust so that the bust can be well shaped. So to do that, I'm going to be using a total dart of 2.5 inch, and that means adding 1.5 to the 1 inch I already have here. So I'm going to be adding 1.5 inch to the 1 inch I already have here, and I'm also going to add it back here. So for a bustier now, I'm going to be using a dart of 2.5 inch. I'm going to be placing my tape rule here, and I'll shear it at the center, this straight line. I'm going to be placing my tape rule there on 1/4 inch, and I'll shear it 2.5, 2.5, and I'm going to be connecting my lines. I'm going to be connecting my lines, and I'll show you how I'm going to be manipulating it. Now I'm going to draw this dart to this place, this 2.5 inch, this one to this place, and at the chest area, I'm going to be using 2 inches. This is a straight dart, a straight bustier. Now this is going to become a yoke for it by the time we're done. This is going to become a yoke for it. I took 2 here. Now I'm going to be taking 2 here, but I'm not going to be adding it back. This is because the upper bust is not the same thing as the nipple area of the bust. Are you getting me? the upper bust is always -4 inches. In other words, if a person is wearing a bust of 46 inches, the upper bust is 42 inches. And so I'm going to be minusing that 2 inch. So that 4 inch, which is 2 inch for one side, 2 inch for one side. And I'll go ahead and connect my line by putting this my hip curve, let it sit here, and I'll connect it from this place to this place. And I'll also do the same thing here. Thank you. Now for this line now, I'm going to draw it to hit this one. I do not want here to be tight. I do not want to take all the allowance straight like this. You can do your own and take all the allowance straight like this. No, but me, I don't want that. So you get, I'm going to do my line to hit here, and from here I'm going to take my 1.5 inch. Now for this down area, I'm going to be taking 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch of a dart, 1.5 inch of a dart from here, and I'm going to draw this line to hit this one on the 3 inches. I'm going to draw it to hit this one. Did you see what I did? And I'm going to draw my 1.5 to hit this one. So this is my bustier dart. And I'll come here, whatever I take away here, I'm going to apply them back here. Whatever I took away here, I'm going to apply that here. So I took away 1.5 here, I'm going to add it back here, 1.5 of an inch. And I took away total of 2.5 inch here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll add it back here. Now, by the time I pad it, the weight of the pad is going to be occupying like 2 inch in total. Can you get me? If I'm using a pad thickness of quarter of an inch, sorry, it's going to be taking away like 2 inch. So in other words, I'm going to be adding half of an inch here for the pad. If you're using a bra cup with a pad, add 1 inch. But for this blouse, I don't think I'm going to be adding a bra cup. So I'm just going to add half of an inch. And you go ahead and you connect your lines like so. And I'm going to extend my lines down. For this place, this line too, I'm going to extend it to the down. So if I extend it to the down, I'll also go back and measure. Whatever I have here, I'll go and add it to the length. So I have a total of 2 inches, and that's what I'm going to be adding to the length. So I added 2 inches. So my front bodice is going to be 2 inch longer than the back bodice. 2 inch longer than the back bodice. And I'm going to connect it like this. So, and this is also a dart. And I'm going to come up. I want it to be like 1.5 inch up by the side. And I'm going to connect it to after the dart, like say like after here. I'm going to be connecting it after here, like this, 1 inch. Sorry, it's not 1 inch, 1.5 inch by the side. Now this is also optional. You can leave your own straight. You can curve it with 1.5 inch, 1 inch, or even above. Now this is the bustier blouse. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this yoke. My client will not want his own bustier to start at the chest line. Do you understand? My client wants to cover up some breast. Okay? So in order to do that, I'm going to be coming up by maybe 2 inch or 3 inch. Let me see. I'm going to be coming up by 3 inch. Oh yeah, Kananko. So I'm going to be coming up by 3 inch. I think that in is straight. Hmm? No, is it princess or still? Excuse me. So I'm going to be coming up by 3 inch. That should be okay since it's a straight. I'm going to show you by the time I'm done with the blouse, making the blouse. So I think three is too much. Sorry, I'm going to do 2.5, and that will give me 7.5. And I'm going to extend these lines off. And I'm also going to draw the same two. I'm not adding, I'm not minusing. But this time around, by the time I connect it, I'm going to be connecting it to this place. I'm going to be connecting it here, like this. Did you see? Are you getting me? It became fuller inside. And place your topu here like this too. And then you connect. Please don't jump any part of this lesson. If you jump it, you're going to be confused. If you jump it, you're going to be confused. We're no more using this one. We're no more using it. We're not using this one. You understand? We're not using this one. So you can go ahead and cut your front bodies. Your front bodies is ready. So this has become your yoke. You understand? This has become the yoke. Now I'm going to shift it so I can show you the back bodies, and I'll come back, we will cut it out. Now we're going to do the same thing we've done for the back bodies. The back bodies, we're going to also start with the shoulder measurement. We're working with a shoulder measurement of 9.5 inch. 9 inch is the basic. I added 1.5. And we're going to rule out to the chest line. To get the chest line again, to get the round sleeve, add 1 inch. So it is a round sleeve of 18 inches plus 1 is going to give me 10 inches. I'm going to bring this line down to 10. And I showed you now. We did that. And I'm going to rule a line to connect it. So I'm going to go ahead and add my sewing allowance of 1.5 inch all through. 1.5 inch sewing allowance, 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch sewing allowance for the side, and I'm going to connect it with my ruler. Now this ruler is a good one. If you don't have it, go and get it and learn how to use it. You're going to like it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut. Now I'm going to remove this yoke, and I'll cut here first. Now do not skip the cutting process.
For this line, I'm going to close it. I'm going to be closing this line, and when you do, you're going to have some kind of loss. You're going to have some kind of losses. So what you do is you just put it back on the paper and you cover up for the loss. So I'm going to be adding a paper to cover up for the loss. And I'm going to connect it with my ruler to meet it up back, just to cover up for the loss. So this is it. This is what we have for the front bodies, the back bodies. So guys, I noticed that while I was filming the back bodies, it stopped filming. You know, I used to hear it from people right now. I've not, this is the first time it's going to be happening to me. Like it has never happened to me. So I know that you don't have space, so whatever made it stop filming, I can't tell. But I'm going to go ahead and explain to you the back body, the back bodies. Now this is the shoulder. The same thing we did for the front. We did it for the shoulder, 9.5 inch. So that's it, 9.5 inch. And this is the chest line. I told you how to get that. And this is for the underbust. This is the waist, and this is the hip. This 1.5 inch is for my sewing allowance. Now you transfer into your fashion fabric. If you want to add 1/2 inch for sewing allowance of the sleeve, like if you're not using a puff sleeve, you'll be needing a 1/2 inch joining allowance for the armhole area, the sleeve area. But if you're using it, if the sleeve is going to be puff, there will be no need for a sewing allowance for the sleeve. So this is it. This is the front body, and this is the back bodies. This is the yoke for the front body. So by the time you put it together now, it is going to fit very well. So this is it. I don't know how I'm going to put it so it looks fine. It looks clear enough for us. So this is the back. This is the back body, and this one is the front bodies. Thank you so very much for watching. So I'm going to transfer it into this blue. I'm going to put hair stain, transfer it, and I'll make it, and I'm going to show you how I did it. Thank you so very much. Let me turn the reverse of the paper. Did you see that? That's how it is on reverse. Here you get. So that's it. Now I'm going to be putting this one on my fabric with it taped like this. It's going to be, I'm going to put it like this. I'm not going to open it while I want to use it. It's going to be like this, and I'm going to transfer it into my fashion fabric.